So earlier in this episode, we went back in time to Sledorama, where I connected with Ed Long and this glorious Inviter. Now, I've had this sled in my fleet for a couple of months now, and since I purchased it, I haven't had even as much as a second of buyer's remorse. Now, at the time, I didn't know that I needed or even wanted a brown and gold snowmobile. That was until I laid eyes on the Inviter. And you have to admit, this color combination is absolutely stunning. I think brown and gold is going to be the new trendy colors on the snow. Back in the 1980s, a time of mullets and mustaches, Yamaha was riding on top of the market with their exceptionally popular Enticer and Exciter models, and was looking to develop a sled that would not only resonate with trail riders, but also invite new riders into the sport. See what they did there? Enticer, Exciter, Inviter, invite new people into the sport? I mean, clever folks at the Yamaha department of the Ministry of Vehicle Naming to come up with a name that not only rhymes, but it says what the vehicle is meant to do. But really, is this a party you want to be invited to? I don't know. The new in 1986 Inviter was designed by extensive surveys done by Yamaha to deliver exactly what the trail riding crowd wanted in a snowmobile. Key points of development were an emphasis on comfort and ease of operation, with the design centered around the rider and the ride experience. Now, the seating position on the Inviter is one of laid-back luxury, with your feet stretched way out in front of you in wide, exaggerated footwells. The seating position on the Inviter is absolutely perfect for little old ladies, no taller than 5'3", weighing less than 85 pounds. Now, if your body shape deviates from this in any way, the cockpit on the Inviter could be considered somewhat cramped. And don't think for a second that you're going to be able to pull your butt up off the seat to avoid that big trail bump that's ahead of you. It's just not going to happen. Instead, once the 5 inches of rear travel is used up, the rest of the energy from that bump is going to travel directly up your spine and into your brain. Good times. The seating position is also dictated by the yoke-style steering, which pretty much prevents you from shifting any body weight outside the designated area. Yamaha was even thinking outside of the box when it came to the throttle of the Inviter. I mean, this was the 80s, and there wasn't EFI systems with really light thumb throttles. So those little old ladies, after a day of riding, well, their thumbs would get really sore. So instead, Yamaha installed the Finger Blaster 3000 on the Inviter. I mean, this was a lot easier to trigger for riders, and I mean, you could finger the Inviter all day long. Yamaha wasn't finished with the innovative exterior design of the Inviter. Instead, they went back to their survey results and realized high performance wasn't something that sledders really wanted, and powerful, fast sleds were a waste for trail riders who at the time, according to the survey, only rode at speeds in and around 30 miles an hour. The trail snowmobile buyers were clearly wrong in being attracted to performance, and therefore the Inviter didn't have any. This led to the installation of a 300 single-cylinder engine pumping out 28 horsepower under the hood. Clearly, more power was completely unnecessary for the true trail rider. I'm no expert, but I think corporate Yamaha may have been just a little bit wrong in their findings. Now, there was, and still is, definitely a place for a 300cc 28 horsepower snowmobile on the market, but there's no denying that there was, and definitely still is, a performance aspect to snowmobiling that I think Yamaha may have missed. And back then, there just simply wasn't enough 85-pound little old ladies to support the sales of the Inviter. Fundamentally, their intentions were golden brown in this case, but the execution was just a little too niche-oriented, and Yamaha corporate failed to recognize the big picture in snowmobiling, which was performance. Yet Yamaha should be applauded for their efforts to bring the Inviter to market, even if they missed the bullseye. And I know it could be argued that Yamaha missed the dartboard completely with the Inviter, but they were in a market leadership position, and they were trying to grow snowmobiling beyond traditional snowmobiling markets, which is what they deserve credit for. Sound familiar? In recent years, we've seen manufacturers with Yamaha as one of the leaders develop sleds like the Venom to draw new riders into the snowmobile world of today. I'm still glad Yamaha built the Inviter. Sure, it may not have been an industry home run, but the lessons learned in its life cycle have had an impact on snowmobile design. Plus, the Inviter remains a quirky brown and gold snowmobile from another era that's becoming more and more collectible over time, maybe just because it's an oddity. Now, I for one am definitely looking forward to one or two leisurely trail rides on the old Inviter before promptly jumping off it to Ripple Lake on a Sidewinder.